Salutations and greetings, EgoHackers. Welcome to today's video, and today we'll be discussing the second of the 8 cognitive attitudes, the parent. The parent is a powerful and insightful function, yet it is very different from the hero. While the hero is confident, dynamic, and often prideful, the parent is cautious, discerning, and thorough. Imagine the hero and the parent represented as two different people getting into a physical altercation with a stranger. The hero's strategy would generally be to come out arms flailing, giving maximum effort and attack in a blind rage until the opponent was defeated. The parent, however, is much more subtle. The parent would take the approach of giving the least amount of necessary energy in order to maintain their safety. The parent seeks to conserve their energy in exchange for precision. Why is this? Half of our functions are optimistic, meaning when we use them, they gain us energy, whereas the other half are pessimistic. When we use them, we lose energy. As you've likely guessed, the hero is optimistic and the parent is pessimistic. Being pessimistic, energy becomes a limited source. Our minds, sensing this limited supply, use the parent carefully. In fact, in early life, our minds don't want to use the parent function, and this is a source of immaturity and irresponsibility within the types. The problem is that the parent can't be on all the time like the hero can. But the parent, as we develop it, can become one of the most efficient and precise functions in our personality. The essence of the parent function can be encapsulated in one word, and that is responsibility. The parent has to occasionally step in between the hero and child, who can become optimistically reckless when left to their own devices, and provide a challenge to the hero so that the hero itself can become responsible. The parent is the source of responsibility in our lives. Let's talk about the different manifestations of the parent. As we talked about in the hero lecture, there is a difference between a cognitive function and a cognitive attitude. Think of a cognitive attitude as a slot that a cord is plugged into or a lens that a light is expressed through. A cognitive function, however, is what is plugged into the slot, not the slot itself. A cognitive function is the light that shines through the lens. This means that though each of us has one parent function, there are 8 different manifestations of the parent function that correlate with the 8 different cognitive functions. There are 8 different flavors of the parent function. The implication of this is that where you derive your sense of responsibility, it's not necessarily where someone else derives theirs. The 8 parent functions. TE parent. ISTJs and INTJs derive their sense of responsibility from researching topics to gather a variety of opinions, systematizing information, and sharpening other people's minds through teaching and education. However, ISTJs and INTJs with underdeveloped TE parent, meaning they either don't use their TE very much or don't use it well, they allow their hero and child functions to be dominant. INTJs without TE parent are likely to be selfish, entitled to their freedom, and selfish with their mood. ISTJs without TE parent often demand that others always keep them comfortable and in a good mood. However, the mature development of their TE parent allows ISTJs and INTJs to expand their awareness of other people. TE parent allows these types to understand others through understanding their beliefs. They can become proficient investigators and generally become acute listeners. A mature TE parent propels INTJs and ISTJs to gather the highest quality information possible. TI parent. ESTPs and ENTPs derive their sense of responsibility by committing to accuracy. This includes testing others' arguments for weaknesses and testing others' characters for hypocrisy. Both ENTPs and ESTPs, when their TI parent is developed, can see through others like few people can. A developed TI parent is extremely difficult to fool. ESTPs and ENTPs develop their TI parent by applying a sharp eye to others' opinions and to things that the ESTP and ENTP believe as well. Less mature ESTPs and ENTPs walk around assuming that other people are wrong and that they are right. This can make them extremely off-putting. However, a mature TI parent is consistently discerning with their own thinking. Maturity allows them to improve others' thinking instead of just saying, "You're wrong." Other ESTPs and ENTPs may ignore their TI altogether, preferring to become great performers who get unending attention or people pleasers who are just looking for appreciation. These ESTPs and ENTPs have pushed down their TI parent because they know that if they said what they actually thought, fewer people would like them. But ESTPs and ENTPs have to understand one thing. The people who will like you the most are the ones who stick around after you speak the truth. FE parent. ISFJs and INFJs derive their sense of responsibility from understanding and cultivating the humanity in others. Extroverted feeling parent is aware of others' feelings and what others value. FE is, fundamentally, empathy. A mature expression of FE, however, does not stop at simply being aware of how others feel, and FE isn't just about making others feel better. The highest expression of FE parent is a combination of understanding a person in addition to helping them heal from whatever pain they have, so long as that person is ready for it. A mature FE parent learns to hold others' pain with them and, when the time is right, walk them through it. ISFJs and INFJs with underdeveloped FE parent act like know-it-alls with their child who are certain that they know what's good for other people. This can take the form of forcing others to do things that the ISFJ or an INFJ thinks are best for that person, but often this forcing leads to even more damage. A mature FE parent embraces the reality of the complexity of humanity and embraces the truth that they can't help everyone. It's okay for an ISFJ and INFJ to admit that they don't know what to do for someone. Sometimes holding the space of someone's pain with them is enough. FI parent. ESFPs and ENFPs derive their sense of responsibility from excavating their own system of values and building their own moral philosophy. FI parent makes the ESFP and ENFP aware of their own mood and emotions and enables them to practice responsible self-care through emotional maturity. Emotional sensitivity becomes the path that either matures the ESFP and ENFP or leads them to an entitled sense of self-worth. Less mature ESFPs and ENFPs, who overemphasize their SE and NE heroes and TE childs, overemphasize how other people think of them. They don't actually have any convictions of their own to stand on. They will trade every ounce of moral integrity for status and reputation in their social circles and/or careers. But a mature ESFP and ENFP, committing to standing with their values, will sacrifice everything so that their moral conviction does not dissolve under the pressure of social conformity or personal depravity. The journey of FI parent into maturity, or stagnating in immaturity, is compelling because, arguably, ESFPs and ENFPs represent the 2 points of human extremes. On one side are the heights of selfishness and depravity, which many ESFPs and ENFPs are on, but on the other side is compassion, investment, gratitude, and forgiveness. The implication is that the maturity of an ESFP and ENFP is vital for the success of our race. Any parent. INFPs and INTPs derive their sense of responsibility from being the watchers who see things before they happen. Mature INFPs and INTPs work tirelessly to create a better future for others. Working in education, technology, psychology, and many other trades, a developed NE parent shares warnings of how to avoid destructive paths in others' futures, while also showing where the paths that lead to prosperity lie. Undeveloped INFPs and INTPs either get stuck in fantasies or endless hedonism that leads to extreme stagnation. These two types can become some of the most lazy, most apathetic, self-indulgent, and gluttonous types out there. Without maturity, INFPs often develop a type of authoritarian superiority complex, and INTPs become harsh skeptics who only tear down other people. But a mature INFP and a mature INTP, they use their NE parent to lead others out of their destructive ways. They find the paths forward when everyone else has given up looking. And when these types embrace their own responsibilities, they will find their way out of their own destructive habits as well. NI parent. ENFJs and ENTJs derive their sense of responsibility by committing to realizing a singular vision for their own future. While INFPs and INTPs focus on giving others a better future, ENFJs and ENTJs are always searching for their future. It may seem selfish that someone's sense of responsibility comes from building their own future, but the reality is that most people don't know what they want. Seeing the examples of a responsible NI parent demonstrates to the rest of the world what is possible for a single person to achieve. Less developed ENFJs and ENTJs are impulsive and don't account for the consequences of their actions. They may be covertly arrogant people pleasers or greedy status-seeking achievers, lacking any substantive purpose. But when these types wrap themselves into their vision, they become powerful leaders who inspire others through the power of their purpose. ENFJs and ENTJs show us what is possible through the fire of willpower and the maturity of careful planning. SE parent. ISFPs and ISTPs derive their sense of responsibility from a combination of improving others around them and excelling at performing their specific craft. Mature SE parents make others safe and comfortable. ISFPs and ISTPs have an instinctual sense of the competence and capability of others. When they are mature, they strengthen others by improving their strength and skill with the careful oversight of SE parent. Less mature SE parents ignore the experiences they give to others. They may get caught up in scathing criticism that damages others instead of healing them. Or they may feel themselves above others without actually being in the weeds to improve them. Immature ISFPs and ISTPs hold others to a much higher standard than they hold themselves. However, when the ISFP and ISTP develop a responsible SE, they become precise, accurate, and extremely skilled in their manipulation of the physical environment. Whether it be building houses and fixing cars, leading self-defense classes, or creating art, responsible SE parents give us experiences that no other type can. SI parent. ESFJs and ESTJs derive their sense of responsibility from building up their own strength. Responsible ESFJs and ESTJs build themselves on their perseverance, discipline, endurance, and consistency. Mature SI parents become the people that everyone can hang on to get through the hard times. They're gritty and immovable through their strength. Immature ESFJs and ESTJs are irresponsible with their own experience. They don't have self-discipline, and they let their appetite or their laziness take them where it wants. They don't tolerate discomfort and are entitled to gratitude and status from others. In their immaturity, and without a sense of duty, they become useless consumers lost in the pursuit of their own comfort. However, as the ESFJ and ESTJ embrace the burden of their duty and commit to building up their strength, physical, psychological, spiritual, or otherwise, they expose themselves to discomfort. They seek new experiences that enhance their skill and build their strength. Mature SI parents give their strength to others, often to help them through dark periods in their lives. And the strength of the ESFJ and ESTJ is often revealed when no one else was there to get them through the dark periods in their lives. They're the ones who survived and are stronger because of it. How can I know for sure if my parent is developed? We deal with the first layer of parent development in our video on each of the 16 types. We will also be dealing with more cognitive development and integration in later videos, but the core of a developed parent function is in learning how to parent yourself. We have an entire season dedicated to exploring how to parent each type and how each type can parent themselves. There are explicit sections in these lectures lined out to teach the nuances of the development of our maturity. To check them out, visit Season 23 in our members areas at csjoseph.life/journeyman. There's an in-depth lecture for each of the 16 types. Thank you for watching, EgoHackers. Leave your thoughts and questions in the comment area below, and we'll see you next time when we discuss the child function.